Hello, Professor Villarreal. My name is Andrew Silvera, and this is my PowerPoint presentation for the stock project. So the two companies that I decided to go with for this project were Sony and Microsoft. They are two of the leading tech companies in the entire world. And so this is a weekly chart here of the prices throughout the semester. I decided to start it on July 1st, 2019, which is when we did discussion number 2 to pick these stocks for the project to begin with. And not a whole lot of changes here. More so on the Microsoft side, however, there is an increase by about $4.50. Sony, not so much. Going over to how much money was invested. So for the sake of the project, we invested in 100 shares. So for Sony, it was $53.71 per share, and Microsoft was $135.68 per share. So in total in Sony, I invested $5,371, and in Microsoft, $13,568. Taking a look at some of the recent closing prices, it is worth noting that on July 24, 2019, Microsoft actually closed at an all-time high. Looking at the Sony side of things, just a small increase by about 65 cents. The swings on the Microsoft side are all by less than $1. Given for the fact that we were only given a month to do this project, not a whole lot of big swings going on just yet. And looking at the profits for both of these stocks, Sony began with $5,371, and the closing price as of July 25th, which is when I began this presentation, Sony finished at $54.55 per share, which left me with $5,455 and just $84 in profit. Looking at Microsoft, began with $13,568 and ended with $14,019, which was a $451 profit. That is more than 5 times the amount that I made off of my 100 Sony shares. Now, taking a look at Sony and what exactly they are as a company, as I stated earlier, they are one of the biggest tech companies in the world, located in Tokyo, Japan. They produce a lot of goods such as audio, cameras, and televisions. They do have another branch known as Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is the branch of Sony that produces the PlayStation consoles, as well as Sony's Pictures Entertainment, which is they also own Columbia Pictures Entertainment, which has helped produce movies such as the Spider-Man franchise, Men in Black, as well as the Karate Kid. And now looking at the history of Microsoft, Microsoft is a multinational tech company that is located in Redmond, Washington. They produce things such as computer software, consumer electronics, and personal computers. One of their more popular lines of product would be the Microsoft Office. Also, another one of their popular products would have to be the Xbox video game consoles. And it's also worth noting that in 2018, they were ranked number 30 on the Fortune 500 list for most total revenue amongst U.S. corporations. And looking at some of the subsidiaries that both of these companies own, Sony owns CBS Records Group, which is part of the music industry, and as I stated earlier, Columbia Pictures Entertainment, which is one of the biggest movie companies in the world, as well as Naughty Dog, which is a video game company which helped them develop games such as Crash Bandicoot and the Uncharted series. Microsoft takes a more technical approach with Bungie, as well as Jellyfish.com, which is an up-and-coming search engine. And they also do own the popular social network LinkedIn, which is used by college students such as myself to help them connect with other employers, to help form relations, to help find a job outside of college. And history of both of these companies, Sony was founded on May 7th, 1946 in Tokyo, Japan by Masaru Ibuku and Akira Morita. The current CEO is Kenichiro Yoshida, and they are located in Tokyo, Japan. Now, Sony will continue to grow because of the fact that they have multiple branches such as entertainment, music, as well as their gaming consoles. And Microsoft was founded on April 4th, 1975 in Albuquerque, New Mexico by two gentlemen by the name of Bill Gates and Paul Allen. The current CEO is Satya Nadella, who is one of the most innovative minds in business today. I'll get into that a little bit later. They are located in Redmond, Washington, and they will also continue to grow due to their line of computers, computer software, and the Xbox consoles. Now, why did I choose these companies? I chose these companies because I am a consumer of both of these companies. In real life, I would choose to invest in Sony. I grew up on all the PlayStation consoles. They also do have a pretty bright future going for them, as they can potentially earn the rights back to the Spider-Man movie franchise, provided that the most recent movie, Far From Home, does not reach $1 billion in the box office. And they do have a lot of new electronics coming out, earbuds that I'll also be talking about, and they also do have a new PlayStation console that will be coming out in 2020. Microsoft, I also would invest in them in real life. They kind of revolutionized the idea of each family having their own computer and people having their laptops. Also, they do have the Surface laptops, which are a serious competitor to the likes of iPad and MacBook by Apple. And what can help them in the future with their growth is they do produce new Surface computers annually. They do come out with new Microsoft software periodically, and they do have a new Xbox console that will be coming out in 2020. Now, news that could influence the stock price. Sony's coming out with a competitor to the AirPods. It doesn't have a real name just yet, but as of right now, it's known as the WF-1000XM3. It is about $230. As I said, it's a real competitor to the AirPods. It's completely soundproof, similar to the headphones Beats by Dre. And Sony promises up to 24 hours of battery life out of these headphones. Looking at Microsoft, they do have a new cloud computing service called Azure. It's very similar to iCloud. It allows consumers to store applications or data from multiple Microsoft applications on a cloud system. And it also decreases the need to have an external hard drive or larger hard drive on a computer or a desktop, considering the fact that nowadays almost everybody is storing their stuff on the cloud. And a lot of people give Azure a lot of credit as to why Microsoft has recently reached an all-time high. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for an amazing semester, Professor Villarreal. I look forward to using your knowledge in the future.